Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for gathering today for our Back to Cruising Roundtable, the only roundtable to discuss cruising at ATM this year. I am Rashi Sen, editor of Travel and Tourism News Middle East, the oldest, most established travel trade publication in the region. Before the pandemic, cruising, though still in its infancy, was increasingly gaining traction in the region. The UAE had paved the way by inviting international cruise lines to dock. Saudi Arabia topped it up by introducing luxury cruising on the Red Sea, and Qatar announced expedition sailing with whale sharks. As international cruise lines start to announce their back to cruise dates after months of COVID-19 related lockdowns, and the uptake of regional cruising steadily increases, we urge travel agents and tour operators in the region to up their cruise game now or miss the boat. So join me as I discover new and upcoming cruise products on the market, strict safety protocols on board vessels, and seen and unforeseen challenges with our six esteemed panelists. Without further ado, a quick introduction. I'm joined by Mark Robinson, Chief Commercial and Operations Officer, Cruise Saudi; Mariam Saud, Head of Tourism Product Support Section, Qatar National Tourism Council; Nick Wilkinson, Regional VP Business Development, Middle East and Africa, Norwegian Cruise Line; Lakshmi Durai, Chief Executive Officer, Discover the World Middle East. They are the sole regional representatives for Holland America Line, Seabourn and Windstar Cruises in the region; Ashok Kumar, Managing Director, Cruise Master; and finally, Mohammed Saeed, Managing Director, Royal Caribbean International, Celebrity Cruises, Azamara, and Silver Sea Cruises Middle East, the sole representatives of RCL brands. Sorry. Welcome, dear panelists, and could you please let us know a little bit about your organization and your role and aim within the organization? And can we please start with Mark, please? Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for the nice introduction, and thanks for inviting us. It's very exciting to be here. And hi to all my colleagues on the panel. I'm actually joining you today from Miami. I'm Mark Robinson. I'm based in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. I've been with Cruise Saudi now for the past 3 months. I'm enjoying my time already. I'm loving Saudi Arabia. I'm loving the people, the culture, the history. I'm very proud to be part of this exciting journey. Briefly, my background: I've spent the last 35 years now in travel and tourism. Previously, I was the founder and CEO of Intercruises Shoreside Import Services. My last role, I was 3 years as Chief Commercial Officer at Global Ports Holding, the world's largest cruise port operator. And here I am today now at Cruise Saudi. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to be joining the panel.
Mariam, can you go next, please?
Yeah. So salam alaikum, peace be upon you. Thank you, Rashi, for the introduction, and thank you for the invitation. It's my pleasure to join you and to be part of this roundtable discussion. I'm Mariam Saud, Head of Tourism Product Development at QNTC, Qatar Tourism National Council. I was honored to be part of the team who was targeting cruises since its start in season 2015-2016, where we welcomed a few cruises and a few passengers. And since then, the cruise tourism is growing in Doha, alhamdulillah. And we've positioned ourselves as a unique cruise destinations among the other cruise destinations. Thank you.
Lakshmi, can you go next, please?
Hi, I'm Lakshmi Dharai. First of all, thank you so much, Rashi and the team, for putting this conference together. It's a lovely timing. Cruises is just coming back, and thank you for the initiative to take how beautiful the cruising is to the industry. I'm Lakshmi Durai. I'm in the Middle East cruise industry for over 25 years now. We are like, I'm the Discover the World Marketing is a global representation company based in Arizona, and they have 85 offices across the world, and we are their Middle East office. So under Discover, we represent Holland America, Seabourn, and Windstar Cruises. Just to give you a brief about each cruise lines, Holland America is a premium cruise line. It's mid-sized ship, around 2,500 to 3,000 guests, catering to families with kids programs and everything. They are very well known for their destination, #1 in Alaska, and very good itineraries in Northern Europe as well. Holland America is launching a new ship called Rotterdam in
sorry to cut you.
August.
We'll go into the product details in the next round. Let's quickly just get to know about the organizations first.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So and we represent Seabourn and Windstar as well. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Ashok, can you go next, please, Ashok? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashok, and I founded the company Cruise Master nearly 14 years ago. Before that, I was working with another major international cruise line for nearly 12 years. The company is GSA for Princess Cruises, Cunard, and P&O Cruises for the Middle East region. Plus, we have a working relationship with over 24 cruise lines and are able to give our travel industry colleagues cruises anywhere from contemporary to premium to deluxe cruises. Basically, wherever there's a water, we have a cruise ships. We have be it the river cruises, the ocean liners, or even the Arctic cruises as well. During summer, the Alaskan cruises and the Caribbean cruises, which are departing from United States, are currently still under pause. So the focus right now, which is I'm very excited to say starting very soon in the next 2 months' time, is going to be the Greek Isles and the Mediterranean later in the fall. And we are, yes, very much upbeat to get back to the business of delivering holidays to our friends in the Middle East.
Great. Yes. On that note, we'll discuss a lot more about that in detail in the upcoming few questions. Nick, can we ask you to start, please, about NCL and your role in NCL? And we know you so well, but still.
Well, first of all, massive thank you for putting this together. Not just about NCL, but about the whole cruise industry. This is an exciting time where we all return to the seas to offer our own style of cruising. My role at NCL has changed so many times over the course of the years, but looking after and developing in the Middle East over the last 19 years. And I think the Middle East, maybe UAE through to Saudi, Qatar, Kuwait, is so exciting. And I think it's on the verge of such a change where cruise is becoming mainstream rather than just a niche product. Here at NCL, we have over 17 ships in our fleet, and very much the upper contemporary international cruise line. And we service over 300 destinations worldwide, including our own private islands.
Mohammed, last but not the least, Mohammed Saeed, please.
I apologize. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Mohammed Saeed, Managing Director of Safi, which is best known as Royal Caribbean Arabia, and we represent RCL Group. So Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited has Royal Caribbean International brand, Celebrity Cruises, Azamara, and Silver Sea. And I've been with the Royal for the past 6 years. And then before that, I've been in the Middle East now for almost 17 years in the travel and tourism. So I've seen it on both ends, both ends of the spectrums. I was, as Mark said, I'm in love with Saudi. I started my career here in Saudi, in the Middle East, and then onwards to the UAE. And I was in the trade, and then onward now being a supplier. And definitely, once you focus and you get into cruising, you just fall in love with it, and you just don't want to do anything else. So we're very excited. Thank you, Rashi and Kim, for setting this all up and giving us our opportunity to pass on the education for the relaunch and what's the future of cruises happening, hopefully post-pandemic.
Thank you, Mohammed. So we'll all agree that the first step in selling cruise is obviously to do extensive homework about the key products out there. And most importantly, what is available to book immediately. So we request our panelists to please explain the cruising portfolio that each of you represent. And can we please start with Lakshmi? Thank you.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah. Yes, we, sorry for jumping these details into my first question. So I'm coming to the right portion now. So coming to Holland America. Holland America is having, they're very good on the Northern Europe cruises. So they have the Greek Isle cruises, and I think most of the cruise lines, we are starting with the Greek cruises this July. And Seabourn has cruises in Greece as well. Starting from Athens, we have the Greek Isle cruises. And we are also, just to add up, like that is the upcoming product, and everybody is starting with from July onwards. And going forward, the cruise lines are launching new ships as well. Holland America is launching Rotterdam in August, which is going to be doing the Northern European cruises eventually, like once the border opens. And Seabourn is launching a brand new ship in December called the Seabourn Venture, doing expedition cruises. So these expedition cruises are going to be like very, very unique. Seabourn Venture is a very beautiful ship. She's going to, as a very unique feature, she's going to have like 2 submarines attached to the bottom of the ship. So if you are in the mid-sea, the submarine will be released. So you do a shore excursion under the water, actually. So which is very different. So this is,
and that is a controlled shore exploration that cannot be beaten, right? You can't.
I know. Yeah, yeah. It's really, it's so much looked for, and the ship is so beautiful. It's a very small and boutique expedition ship with just 150 cabins. But the itineraries that the ship is going to do are Arctic in winter to do the Northern Lights. That's how my background is with the Northern Lights. And we have like Antarctica cruises, Amazon cruises. So it's all very, very unique itineraries. Cruise lines are coming up with all these. And so this is a very good sign that things are going to be working soon, and we all wish the starting of cruises from Greece this July with many cruise lines is going to be very, very positive. And so from there on, we would love to see the cruises coming back. And Windstar also has got a lot of new itineraries. They are all coming up with very safe and good destinations to come back with. Windstar again is a very, very small and boutique cruise line. It's like a yacht cruises, and they're very popular itineraries, the one from Tahiti, but they'll be slowly starting with all the other itineraries as well. Yeah.
Just for clarification purposes, the Greek Isle cruises and the winter Arctic expedition cruises, are they already ready for booking? Just for the travelers?
Yes, it is open for booking in case we are finding it difficult to get availability for some of our guests for next year. So, yeah, which is a very good sign, you know, because people are really like waiting to go on the cruise. And it's not to over exaggerate. Honestly, the Arctic cruises, winter Arctic cruises, which covers the Northern Lights, is getting like we were working on a guest for March, and we are not able to get the suites that we want. This shows how good the demand is, you know, like how much people are missing cruises and waiting to come back to cruising.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Nick, can we go next?
As I was saying earlier, you know, Norwegian Cruise Lines are up a contemporary international cruise line. We have 17 ships in the fleet, and we're visiting over 300 destinations. Destinations that include our own private islands, maybe, you know, Great Stirrup Cay through to Harvest Cay. We've always been known for pushing the boundaries in cruise, and that's gone right through our whole 54 history. And the best way to describe that is our freedom and flexibility. We want to take the best of the land and take it to sea on our floating resorts. And one of the things that really resonates, particularly across the GCC, is our freedom and our flexibility, where you have a choice of up to 20 dining venues, and you go to which venue suits you when you want. You have up to 20 different entertainments, from Broadway shows to my personal favorite has to be the Cabin Club, which is under license from the original Cabin Club in Liverpool. That to me, I just find incredible on board the actual ships. From destinations, it could be the Baltic right through to Asia. And we even have a number of ports that we visit within the Middle East as we're transiting either to Asia or South Africa or back through to the Mediterranean, calling in Dubai, right up to Abu Dhabi or Moscow in those particular itineraries. We're very excited though. You know, we've not been sailing now for over 12 months. So when we come back to the seas on the 25th of July with our itinerary sailing out of Athens, Piraeus, with 7 nights Greek islands, and already we're seeing this resonating with the local market, with the demand and interest on this particular itinerary. And we announced additional itineraries just last week, including the Epic out of Barcelona and the Getaway out from Rome as well, like offering 7-night, 10-night, 11-night itineraries. Very excited about the market. It's very clear to see there's a very large pent-up demand with the actual clients wanting to book. And one thing we're seeing change, you know, we've always been known that the market has always been late bookers. We're actually quite surprised how many are actually booking for 22 and beyond to make sure they get the cruise they want, because they feel they've missed out over the last 12 months.
Mohammed, can you go next, please?
Yes, so as we represent the 4 most prominent brands that is in the industries, with RCL Group, we have, of course, Royal Caribbean International, and better known as the biggest, most innovative ships in the world. And it's kind of, it's definitely a city at seas. The product is very fun-filled for adapt to all ages, innovation and the cuisine experiences on board. Like my colleague said as well, you have endless options all inside the ship when it comes to your dining experiences as well as your entertainment. And that's been common with a lot of the cruise lines that have been pushing boundaries to provide the best entertainment and the best experience on board. And so we've seen that with Royal, finally they're having now their itinerary is going to be introduced in July 18th, and that will be out of Greece. Of course, that's been kind of the chosen destination now, and the government has been gracious enough to provide the flexibility for the cruise lines to come and introduce the product. And then also the Mediterranean is opening up sometime late July and in August, and we're hoping to have these ships, and we're having the announcement pretty soon. The CDC has given us a bit of a break out of North America, so we're hoping to see now US itineraries back online. And currently we're having the Caribbean itineraries as well as the Bahamas, Barbados for about 5 ships out of Royal as well as Celebrity. And but we're hoping as well the Canadian government gives a bit of a grace soon, so we get to do the Alaska itineraries with no interruptions. So that's it about Royal. I mean, Celebrity as well caters to all ages, but now this is contemporary. It's more chic. It's modern. It gives more attention to details when it comes to cuisine and the experience on board. They definitely, Celebrity Cruises push the boundaries. When you look at the new Edge series and Apex and the new Beyond, that was, let's just say Beyond itself, the ship has cost $1.2 billion just to build. So you can imagine, even though it's not about the size, it's actually about the innovation, about the technology that was introduced inside that ship. And that's compared to the biggest ships in the world, because the biggest ships in the world, being Symphony or Harmony, are actually built on, they cost that much to build. So moving on to Azamara and Silver Sea, you're talking about ultra chic, contemporary, a little bit. It's a boutique style ships that goes into unique destinations. The smaller the ships gives them the opportunity to go and to dock in hidden gems and smaller ports, less travel itineraries. And definitely we've been seeing that niche market as well from the Middle East, especially from Saudi and Qatar and the UAE, that giving that more attention, and they want to see something that is new, something that is unique, and getting that extra level of pampering. And these are the type of brands that can offer that at sea.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
And Mohammed, what's immediately available for booking for real?
So Royal has a few ships that is available immediately for booking. It's now open. Celebrity Apex, one of our new Edge series, is actually available as well in Athens this summer, starting in June, as early as 19th of June. Azamara Quest is going to be late August, unfortunately, but also she's going to be doing a Greece-intensive itineraries.
Sure.
So the focus is mainly, so Jewel of the Seas for Royal is actually starting out of Cyprus, and out of Limassol, Cyprus, and then so you're getting the Greek islands, you're experiencing Cyprus as well. So exciting, like I said, we have a lot of ships, we have so much options, and definitely we're hoping that to see the Middle East geared up for this. I know it's last minute, but then like my colleagues mentioned, exactly, it's like we're seeing people at 20, but we're seeing people looking into next year as well now, and they wanted to make sure that they get the best options, the best suites, the best cabins, etc. And good thing about it as well that it's priced competitively right now. So for them to take advantage of that, then they should.
Great, thank you, Mohammed. I'm sure listeners would immediately take advantage, not just on RCL, but all the other cruises we've discussed so far, as well as Ashok's Cruises, Cruise Master Cruises. Ashok, please go ahead and give us an introduction to the cruises that you are selling and which are immediately available to sell as well. Thank you.
Princess is the global cruise line which has cruises almost all over the globe, starting from Alaska to Antarctica, from South America all the way to Japan. And definitely the immediate focus is in Europe. Princess has two ships which are based out of Southampton, doing the short 3 and 4 4-night cruises around British Isles, as well as 7-night cruises. Cunard is also based in Southampton, doing 3, 4, and 7-night cruises. Immediate opportunities are definitely out of UK, and other than UK, then we have our partner cruise lines which are having cruises from Athens, Cyprus, and then once the fall starts, out of Barcelona.
Sorry, when in fall, what did you say? Sorry.
Around September,
right.
Cruising is starting from Barcelona.
Barcelona, sorry, okay.
Barcelona,
Thank you, Ashok. Mariam, your turn. Can you tell us a bit more about sailing with whale sharks, which sounds so exciting, and any other upcoming news that we have from Qatar as a cruise destination, please, including the ground activities, etc. Thank you.
So let me answer your question in this way. Thank you, first of all, for the question. So Qatar has started welcoming the cruises in 2015, where we welcomed only few number of the cruises. And since then, we're working with the stakeholders to develop and grow the cruise business in Doha and to further develop the cruise tourism industry in Qatar. We've been supporting both the cruise ships through having enough active shipping agencies in Qatar. And cruises now are being welcomed in Doha port, which has been transformed into a touristic port recently. The port is being developed as well. So there will be a new grand terminal, which will be inshallah completed next year. We have opened in collaboration with the strategic stakeholders a new terminal in 2019 to serve 2 mega ships at a time and to provide a unique experience for cruise passengers and at the same level of the experiences that they're receiving at HIA Hamad International Port. When it comes to the cruise passengers, there are a lot of offerings for the cruise passengers, but before that, we worked with different partners and welcoming the cruise passengers and a good environment and to facilitate their experience as well in Doha. So once they disembark from the cruise ship, we made sure that they spend less than 60 minutes in the terminal to finalize and all the processes through immigration, customs, etc. before they join to their itinerary. There are a lot of offerings for the cruise passengers, and we are working with the tour operators to make sure that they provide different and unique cruise like experiences or products different time. A lot of cultural products which are surrounded by Doha port and very close by the port are available for the cruise passengers, such as the Souq Waqif, Msherib, downtown Doha, Msherib museums, Qatar National Museum, and Museum of Islamic Art, and more products are coming. As for the whale sharks, so Qatar is or has a rich products, and we've been recently we're trying to develop, or we developed different types of tourism, not just culture and historical products, but also ecotourism, leisure and sports and others. So Qatar Waters hosts one of the largest groups of whale sharks in the northern side of Qatar. And we're working with the concerned parties to make this experience not just joinable, but also a safe experience for the cruise passengers. As I mentioned, we're working with the stakeholders and with the concerned parties, and as soon as it's available, it will be, and as soon as we're obtaining all the approvals to launch this experience, it will be announced. So just to end up, we moved from like a small transit cruise destination to a turn around the transition destination now.
That's great to hear, Mariam. Thank you. Mark, sorry it took so long to get around to come to, oh, that's a nice background. It took a while to get to you, sorry, but I'm sure you have exciting things to tell us, including the fact that Cruise Saudi is actually PIF. Can you tell us that background as well, along with the MSC cruises that you've just announced and anything else that you'd like to tell us about cruising in Saudi? Thank you.
Great. So I put my background on just to show you what Saudi's about. I didn't know before I went to Saudi Arabia what Saudi was about. So I wanted to share this background of one of our islands just off Umluj in the Red Sea coast. So just to explain a little bit about Cruise Saudi. Cruise Saudi was launched officially by the PIF in late January. And last year it was known as Red Sea Cruise Company, who got involved in the summer season where they chartered a Silver Sea ship for a 90-day period. And it was a huge success. Yeah, they had some challenges. They were the only cruise line launching a new country in COVID. And Mohammed's smiling there. He was one of our partners. So that's great. So this has really kickstarted now Saudi Arabia. So our role in Saudi Arabia through Cruise Saudi is to develop the inbound cruise tourism, firstly on the Red Sea coast into 5 different ports, which I'll explain, and then also on the Gulf Coast. So some of my colleagues as well are on the Gulf Coast, yourself, Rashi, as well, in our port of Dammam. I think one of the unique things about Saudi Arabia is that You know, all the ships that transit through the Suez Canal have never had the opportunity to stop in Saudi Arabia. Okay, so it's an undiscovered, natural, beautiful destination that people are really interested in joining. So our role is to develop the cruise business. We've got three different pillars that we're creating. One is the terminal operations. So we've created a terminal company, and we will home port all international local cruise lines in Jeddah. So Jeddah will be our home port, and it will be in the Jeddah Islamic port. We've identified a cruise ferry terminal which will be operating this year. The terminal is huge. Our first vision from our architects was to develop a brand new terminal in the container port, a temporary terminal, but we've decided that's not the way to go. We might as well utilize the assets we've got in the country, and we've already identified now our new area in Jeddah. Jeddah will be, creating a new terminal in the next 3 to 4 years, state-of-the-art terminal. My colleague Miguel Reyna from Royal Caribbean, who was their person responsible for creating Terminal A here in Miami, he's joined us as well. So we've got some experts on the team. The second part that we're developing is a one-stop shop. So we will be a one-stop shop for the cruise lines, liaising with the government, which I can explain about as well, in terms of the cruise visas, the port services. I think my colleagues also mentioned the shore excursion providers, and we're going to control the end-to-end experience. So the whole of the guest customer experience, we're going to be responsible for controlling, which we're very excited about. The other thing is we've got 12 UNESCO heritage sites, which I think is pretty unique in the Middle East region. I've visited 9 of them already. I'm overwhelmed by them. My favorite is Alula. It's breathtaking. I can see some of my colleagues nodding. It really, really is. And, I've been honored to visit Alula twice. A lot of my Saudi colleagues have never been. So I think the opportunity to bring Saudi guests and also international guests is absolutely amazing. Developing the Red Sea, we're developing 5 ports on the Red Sea. We are aiming, firstly, luxury, and I think Nick mentioned before, mainstream contemporary cruising. And we're very happy to work with our friends at MSC. Pier Francesco Vargo and one of his colleagues was out in Saudi Arabia 6 weeks ago. They spent 4 great days with us visiting the destinations. And he was overwhelmed. Pier Francesco was overwhelmed with what the culture, the history, the gastronomy, etc. So it's very, very exciting. MSC have launched their MSC Magnifica. Sales will go on sale locally by the end of June in Saudi Arabia. They've already gone on sale now with MSC in Europe. So the ship will be based in Jeddah, doing 7 nights, Egypt, Jordan, and 2 other Saudi ports. It will have a beach experience. Mohammed knows the beach. We're going to go to Oryx Beach, which is absolutely fabulous. It's a wonderful experience. And we're developing the other ports for them. Al-Waj will be a tender port, which is the gateway to Alula. So we're working very hard with the authorities in Al-Waj. I've been to Al-Waj twice to make sure that the ship can tender. The government officials that we're working with have just been absolutely amazing, from talking about how immigration is going to work, talking about how visas are going to work. They've just been with open arms. So the whole of Saudi Arabia is aligned in what we're doing, and it's one vision. It's part of Vision 2030, and we have a huge opportunity. Myself and our CEO Fawaz Faruqi are here in Miami this week, meeting cruise lines just to let them know we're around, what we're doing. Yeah, had lunch with Nick's boss as well, big boss, with Arnold Donald last night. I've got lunch today with Royal Caribbean Mohammed, with Sean. So we're visiting the terminals, and it's a very positive buzz. We're creating a new destination, and it's not just one port we're creating. It's a new country. It's a new experience. So I think for the Gulf region, it's very important, Saudi Arabia, because it's going to generate more business for the Gulf region as well, with the addition of Dammam. You know, Dammam's got Al Hassa, the UNESCO heritage sites there. It's also got, you know, the fantastic Saudi Ramco attractions as well. So it's just really, really interesting. It's really exciting. We've created a team. There's 40 of us already. There'll be 95 of us by the end of Q3. We're just refurbishing offices on the Corniche. And the other, lastly, just to mention, you know, we've got Formula One as well. First time in Jeddah, street circuit in the 4th, 5th and 6th of December. But not just one Formula One this winter season, we've got two. Because the Jeddah will host the first race of the 22 season in March. So guests on MSC Magnifica will get two shots at Formula One. They can come in December and they can also see Formula One in March. So stand by. There are some other exciting announcements very, very shortly. MSC is the first one, but watch this space. There will be other ships down in the Red Sea this winter. So watch this space.
We can't wait to get there. I'm sure all of us are thinking, oh, that's great. That's a lot of talk. We want to be there. So yes, thank you, Mark, for that. Nick, we want to start with you about the important discussion of safety. Safety on board happens to be the major concern for anyone who's remotely dreaming of cruising right now. What are cruise lines doing to be 100% COVID safe? I know this is a discussion enough for a roundtable on its own, but can we just keep it short? And after Nick, we could go with Lakshmi, then Ashok, then Mohammed. Thank you so much. And quick, please. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Health and safety for our guests and our crew is paramount. So of course, of the last year, we've actually set up a dedicated team exploring all the opportunities for how we safely resume our operations. We have to lean on the science and the guidance of our experts to look at evaluating and see how the market, everything's evolving. And there's three key pillars we put into play. The safety of guests and crew. So the first of our actual sailings, every guest and every crew member is fully vaccinated. And again, even before the embarkation, they'll be doing an actual COVID test. And we'll have enhanced screening protocols during the course of the cruise. Safety on board. We've looked at the medical facilities, upgraded them, the air filtration systems, and crews. It doesn't matter who you're talking about, has very high sanitation measures, but we've looked at how we can take them even further. And we have to extend the safety ashore and working in collaboration with our land-based operators to ensure we can extend those health and safety protocols. We've even brought together a SailSafe Global Health and Awareness panel who are constantly looking at the way the market is evolving and recommending measures that we can implement to ensure the safety of our guests and crew.
Lakshmi, please.
Hi, yeah. Thanks, Nick. Actually, as Nick mentioned, across the cruise lines, I think all the cruise lines are, in case I would say the sanitization and health and safety measures is not something new to the cruise industry. As it is, it has been going. So what we are doing now is enhancing it, making sure that, that it's very regularly sanitized. And then we have a very advanced, like enhanced medical measures now. So the doctors, the nurses on board are trained how to handle if they find anybody positive, like trained medical staff on board. Yeah, as Nick mentioned, like make sure that the shore excursions, everything is absolutely taken care of. There will be social distancing. There'll be people have to wear mask on board and wear like also we have this book with confidence policy where people get 100% of future cruise credit if they cancel their booking 30 days prior to sailing, for any reason if they have to. So this gives more confidence for the people to book, because again, COVID is, there is a lot of uncertainty around COVID. So if there is an uncertain situation, they're not going to lose the money. And when they get on board, they can be 100% sure. I would say that it is, if it is safe to do a land trip, it is equally safe to do a cruise as well, cruise holiday. So it's nothing different. So if people are talking about the rails and everything on the ship and the staircases, you have that in any property too. So it's like if you can maintain a good sanitization and health measures on a land property, and for sure, in case, as I started my conversation with, as it is, it's not something new to the cruise ships, and it is more enhanced now actually. All the sanitization measures and the health and safety measures are enhanced.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi. Ashok, do you want to go next?
Yeah, as I think all of us are aware, it's of all the segments in the travel business, it's only the cruise lines which are required to report each and every case on board the ship which needs medical attention. And they follow strict standard operating procedures laid down by the CDC as well as the local health authorities. Now, all this is being enhanced, whereby they will have the testing labs available on board the ship, isolated area in case of any emergencies, and also CDC is asking cruise lines to have some sort of agreements in place with the local ports, whereby if during the course of the itineraries, in case anybody is found to be positives, they are able to disembark and proper medical care is given. So all in all, I think the whole thing which are already up to the mark is being enhanced and proper attention is given. But since the virus is still evolving now, variants are coming up. And as the disinfectant companies, they say our product is 99.9% safe. So we really can't call it 100% safe. This is something we got to live with in our life now. But from the cruise line perspectives, whatever is possible in terms of safety and health and well-being of the crew as well as guests is being taken care of.
Thank you, Ashok. Would you like to add anything, Mohammed?
I think my colleagues covered everything, but just like I said, just to reiterate real quick, I mean, the commitment of the cruise lines with the governments and the CDCs, the health panels, organizations, and the collaboration itself. I mean, we collaborate. The setup of the health panel was done with Royal Caribbean and NCL. I mean, two pillar brands has come in and created a health panel that brought and who are the pioneers when it comes to marine operation, epidemiology, biosecurity, public health. And these are the experts. These are the experts that governments listen to, and they were the ones that were brought in, and they set up the entire protocol structure for the past, I think, 10 months almost. They've been working on it while it's been evolving. So anything all the evolution, all the evolve and the fluid situation that's occurring, they keep adjusting to it. Which obviously we want to pass on while we're saying this, that when we speak to the guests and the consumers, that rest assured that no cruise line is going to be back in the water unless they are 100% sure that you are protected, being crew and guests being vaccinated, the PCR test and the COVID test pre and post, etc. And then the reassurances. So Royal actually have up to 48% cancellation. If you're up to 48% canceling, you can get a future cruise credit. If you tested positive for any reason prior to sailing, up to 14 days, you get your money back. So all this worry-free, carefree, and showing confidence from the cruise lines to the consumers gives people the opportunity that say, you know what, yeah, we definitely want to do our cruise. We want to get back into the water and experience cruise, knowing that the cruise is confident to provide all of these measures as well as the flexibility, and there's nothing to lose here. It's a win-win for the consumers, I would say, definitely.
Great, thank you. Quick side.
Could I add into that for a second? I think Mohammed makes a really valid point there. We always talk about the health and safety, and that is paramount. But I think as an industry, as an industry, we show the real confidence we're trying to give that customer. And that's just a big thing at the moment, is the consumer can book with real confidence that they're in the driving seat. They've got true flexibility. With us, 15 days, we hear from Royal, we hear about Honda America. And I think that's a big, big key message there for the agents. They can go to their consumers with confidence that they are driving their actual bookings.
Great, thank you for that, Nick. In terms of, I was thinking, because of these safety measures, the actual cruise experience is also affected, though. Most people will not have those flowing unlimited buffets. Some of them will not allow kids, and some of them, even the kids have to be vaccinated. So different, just like governments, different cruise lines are coming up with different rules for being safe. Can we have some little bit on what's going to be different from the experience side once cruising opens up?
Let me answer this, because I'm here in Miami at the heart of cruising, and being with the right people to talk to it about. And we had a great conversation last night with Arnold and the team from Carnival about this. There is going to be an announcement today by CDC. Another announcement. Okay, I think everybody was excited what CDC said. It didn't really say very much, to be honest, after talking to all the cruise lines. So they're going to make another announcement today. But I think the positive news is that we haven't spoken about. Cruising ships have been sailing in Europe. TUI, have been sailing very, very successfully. MSC have just launched MSC Seaside again now. They've got 2 ships sailing. MSC Deliciosa is sailing. MSC Costa have already started sailing. So, the protocols are in place. The protocols are working. When I was at Global Ports, we were heavily involved in all the protocols. Our port in Malta, the Global Ports, Malta port there, we worked very close with MSC to bring the ship in. She was the first ship after COVID to go in international waters. So, I think there's a lot of hype here in America, but about start sailing. But ships have been sailing in various parts of the world very successfully. MSC don't require you to have a vaccination. They've managed it very, very well. Each cruise line is putting in different measures. And Rashi, you're right. We were talking about last night about children, okay, with Arnold. And he said, it's a little bit confusing, because here in the US yesterday, in Florida, if you're 12 years and older now, you can go and get a vaccine from today. So this is evolving every single day. So, I think we're going to see cruise lines changing how they're doing things. I think, one of the bigger challenges with the health at the moment is the crew. Our poor colleagues in India, for example, they're going through a terrible time now with COVID. So, the cruise ships have a lot of Indian crew. So this is also another challenge now for the industry, how to work and how to bring their crew back. So I think it's an ever-changing situation.
Thank you for that, Mark. Mariam, we'll quickly move on to you. As a newly established cruise destination, do you see that cruise lines are interested in coming to the Middle East at all? Or what's your feedback on that? Is it a big challenge to invite cruise lines into the Middle East? What would you say?
Well, we believe that tourism, or let's answer it in this way. With regards to the current situation and the challenge of having spread virus such as COVID, I think this requires a joint efforts between the destination itself and between the cruise liners, not just the cruise liners working alone, or not just the destination working alone. So tourism, we believe in Qatar that, or I think all of us agree in the region that tourism in general is not, will not stop. People will not stop traveling, right? We are all tourists, and we will always have something, we're up to exploring new experiences or products. So in Qatar, there are a lot of projects that are in the pipeline, a lot of projects that are being developed. And we're getting ready once life comes to normal, and we're hosting several future events in Doha. If we back to the to the current situation. There is a larger program is being run in Doha for the vaccination, where most of the population will be vaccinated by October this year. So hopefully before the cruise season starts. And in addition to this, there is a program which was launched in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Health, which called Qatar Clean. The program was applied already in the restaurants, coffee shops, hotels as well, and will be applied very soon in the transportation services as well. We need to make sure that the destination is, or we offer a safe environment for the cruise visitors once they come to Doha, because we need to ensure that they not just spend like a good or a great or unique experience in the destination, but also a very safe environment.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Again, we're developing a lot of projects, and there are like different experiences that are ongoing. And yes, I do think that the business won't stop.
Great, thank you, Maria. Mark, would you like to add from the tourism board perspective, cruise lines coming into the Middle East, how interested are they? Not at the moment, or yes at the moment?
Yeah, I think I said it earlier. I think it's a great opportunity. It's the Middle East in terms of COVID. If you look at Saudi Arabia, they've done an amazing job in terms of controlling the COVID situation. They're one of the first countries in the world to lock down. There's less than 1,000 cases a day. They had a little spike when I joined in January. It was 250 people a day in the whole country. But the vaccinations are going really, really well, and there's 30% of the population. I think, like Mariam said, you know, we aim to get a large percentage of the population vaccinated by the end of the year. So that's very, very positive. I think, you know, everyone's got to work so closely together with the cruise lines as well. And I'm going to be an advocate, and I'm going to put my neck on the line now and say that this region, the whole region, Saudi Arabia, the Gulf, the Middle East, needs to work closely together. There's a huge opportunity. I see that each country has gone its own ways in the past. It's without Qatar, without Dubai, Bahrain's nothing, or Dammam Port is nothing. Everyone's got to work together, and I will be working very closely with our colleagues at Clear to educate the travel agencies what cruising is about. So I welcome any input from my colleagues who are in the travel agency business as well, and learn from you. I'm not a travel agent, but I've worked closely in the industry for a long time with travel agents. I think it's a knowledge gap with the travel agencies in the region. And, you know, we need to create a association. There's very strong associations in the world, not just Clear. You know, I was one of the first people to join MedCruise. MedCruise is a fantastic association, okay, where all the ports, and it's not just the ports in the Mediterranean now, there's ports in the Atlantic join, and it's one voice to the cruise industry. I think we can create that in the region, and it's going to generate more business for us all. So I think, yeah, it's very positive, the future for the region. It's a beautiful region. You know, I'm fortunate to know Qatar. Yeah, I've been to Doha many times. One of my friends lived there. I was fortunate to fly in Qatar Airways, yeah, last Thursday, 16 hours down to Miami in my Q suite. It's fantastic. So, you know, the opportunity's there. The airlift's so important. The airlift is there. Emirates, Etihad, Qatar, Saudi Airline. You know, Saudi have made a huge effort working with MSC. They've changed their flight schedule around to you know, cater for the MSC passengers. So opportunities there. It's just a case of working together and collaborating, because there's not one winner. The winner's everybody. That's how I see it.
Yeah, no, that's thanks for that, Mark. Mohammed, I have a question that I'm going to start with you, which is, you know, the world is changing every second, and booking a cruise, getting a visa, arranging PCR tests, airline tickets, ground handling. Is cruise booking becoming more difficult as in the moment, or are travel agents interested in this, or are travel agents in the region not interested in booking cruises at the moment. What do you think?
No, I wouldn't say booking a cruise would be no different than booking any other holiday. I mean, like I said, we spoke about earlier about building that confidence and having, knowing that the consumer, that when you're on board a cruise, you're in that safe bubble and you're worry-free travels. So there's nothing to worry about when you're on board that ship anymore after all these measures have been implemented. It's just the booking process itself is actually it's virtually seamless. There's booking engines similar to, and there's systems in place similar to when you're booking a hotel or you're booking a car or destination holidays, etc. And actually now there's a lot of upgrades has been done when it comes to booking engines or as well as apps that for especially Royal and Celebrity have stepped up their game. So they'll be able to have more of a seamless process. So because of the evolving and changing circumstances, we now have health questionnaires that needs to be filled up. You need to load your vaccination cards in advance. So all of these now are available, and that's part of the cruise planner that is in the Royal or Celebrity app, and that way in advance you're booking your time to come to the port, so you can do your check-in process. All your documentation has been uploaded. Your boarding pass is actually a QR code has already been produced and it's on your phone. So see that you're going seamless process in advance. It's already available in your hand and it's touchless as well. So that phone and that app is what's going to open your cabin or stateroom and your muster. You know how we do the muster drill on board on the first sailing on the first day. That's going to now be done inside of your stateroom and through your phone. You don't need to go gather and be crowded in the muster stations around the ship. So all of these have been, that's been introduced and been implemented. They're just ready for once, booking has already started. But then it's just a matter of, are we the first choice? Not yet. The perception has been there for years. We know that. And then we're not the first choice as a holiday, but that's what all my colleagues and us are here for, to educate for the past 25 years, is to make sure to change that perception and say that, no, a cruise experience is definitely should be your number one choice, and it shouldn't be secondary to land.
Ashok, would you like to add anything to what Mohammed just said?
Well, what Mohammed says is absolutely correct. Booking a cruise is as easy as ABC. It's only the perception people and our colleagues in the industry have that, cruising booking is a very complicated process, which is not the case.
Sorry to cut.
It has been there for the past 25 years so, and then the technology, the way it has changed in the past decade or so, it has made the booking process so simple. With a click of 4 or 5 buttons, you are able to book a cruise holidays. But the perceptions remain as it is. We really can't change people's perception about the whole thing. But what they need to understand is when they are booking a cruise, they are getting a massive commission on everything what they are booking for, be it their stay, their meals, their entertainment, which if they are booking any other resorts or the hotels, they just get paid a commission only on the basic room rental, and for the food and entertainment, they don't get anything. This is what they need to understand. And I think if they put a little bit more effort, I think they will find it much more convenient to book a cruise holiday rather than booking any other mode of holidays for them.
That's great to hear, Ashok. Lakshmi?
If you look at it now, for example, the Cruise Saudi, which is coming up in Saudi Arabia. Now, if you had to send somebody to Saudi Arabia for a 1 week of holidays, you need to contact your a tour operator there, the hotel separately, the guide separately. Here, one call to Cruise Saudi or any of the appointed agents for the cruises, and your job is done.
Thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, that's good. Again, Lakshmi, would you like to?
Yeah, I totally agree with Ashok on booking a cruise is, I won't even say that it is equal to booking any other holiday. It is even easier than booking any other holiday because it's a package in itself. So it has everything. So you have the accommodation, meals, entertainment, and whatnot. Like it's a complete holiday. So you just do the whole holiday booking in one click. You know, it's not like you have to have separate arrangements. Just coming to Mark's earlier comment on the Middle East destinations coming up, the cruises coming to Middle East. This is a very important thing that's going to create more awareness in the market. See, though we were, and me and Ashok have been in the industry for quite long now. So earlier days, I'm sure Ashok will agree, it was so difficult because people were not getting to see a cruise ship. So they being here and they have to hear and they say, okay, do you get locked in the ship for all the 7 days? No, it's not like that. Every day you get to go out. So we had to really do a lot of education to tell them like what a cruising is all about. Now with last 10 years, the cruise ships coming here, people are seeing more and more cruises coming into Dubai. So the awareness is more. And so it's, we were not even having like specific inquiries. Before, what we used to get is like, we just want to go on a cruise, and they had no idea. Now people are specific, they know that what they want, they know what is on board. So once you know everything, then booking is much easier. And coming to Mark's point, like when Saudi Arabia introducing that, developing the cruises, Qatar developing the cruises. So when they see more and more cruises in the region, it's like Europe is seeing a lot of cruises around. Miami, like Caribbean, is seeing a lot of cruises around. So though the awareness there is more, now the same awareness will be created in Middle East as well when they see more and more ships around. So it's not going to be like with all these developments happening with the different ports, cruise is not going to be anything like which is very new for the agents or even the guests. So this awareness, and this is really like everybody working together, creating a good awareness in the market is really going to help selling cruises much easier. And technically, it's just one booking you get everything kind of. So it's quite easy
Great.
to
So, minimum effort and maximum rewards. This is
absolutely yeah. So even like we do a lot of MICE on board. All the cruise lines have MICE business on board. So we used to tell them, like, when you have to arrange a MICE individually, booking the hotels and then keeping everybody engaged and what they have to do in the evenings, how you will keep the team involved, you don't have to think of anything on a cruise ship. Just book a cruise and everything comes, most of the elements comes even complimentary. So it's as easy as it looks on a cruise, on board a cruise, whether it be a holiday or a MICE. It's much easier than arranging anything else, actually.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Nick.
I think, the colleagues have all made excellent points. I just want to simplify it, particularly for our travel partners. A cruise ship is a floating hotel or floating resort. We don't have car park view, we have inside staterooms. We have ocean view, we have balcony, we have suites. In reality, we just have 4 grades. So often it's just easy for the customer just to say where they want to be on board the ship. And the great thing, and I go back to Lakshmi's point there, the great thing about cruise, which differs us from many hotels, is how much is included. How much is in walking distance? How much you don't have to worry about how you get home at the end of the night. You just got to remember which deck, which cabin you're going to cross to. So I think cruise, is actually simpler as a product because we really have only just those 4 categories: inside, ocean view, balcony, suite. And the one thing I would say is the market, if you look at that right across the GCC, across the Middle East, the fastest selling grade is balconies. They want the personal space. They want the ability to walk out there before enjoying all the facilities of all these great cruise lines.
Right. On that note, we're almost, we've come to an end. With your permission, I would like to keep you here for another 5 minutes. Please turn on your microphones and talk to each other while I'll zip it because you're the experts. Talk to each other, see if there's anything you can get out of the conversation with each other now. Thank you. How can the DMCs help governments? How can governments help DMCs? Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I would like to thank Mark for the wonderful presentation on Saudi Arabia. It's really exciting. And we have been seeing cruises everywhere. And it has always been my personal thing, you know, like coming to Middle East, like cruises, I would love to come to Middle East, but you need ports, you need more destination. In case I have been a very key player in launching some of the cruises here in Dubai, like 10, 15 years ago. So when we were doing each and every discussion, it was that, you know, like, because Dubai is so beautiful and people are coming, okay, Dubai is a destination, Abu Dhabi is a destination, so what more? So we need more ports for the Middle East cruises to be really like getting a place in the world. Now with the development of Qatar and Saudi Arabia, it's really wonderful to see. I'm a very passionate cruise person, so this is really great for me to see that more and more ports are developing and Middle East is really becoming like a nice cruise destination. Yeah.
I think I'd echo that. I think one of the biggest challenges, doesn't matter if it's Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi, and I've had the pleasure of coming across the area now for over 19 years. And I don't think a lot of the international markets realize how rich the area is. And I get, you know, when I go to Saudi, I absolutely love it. You know, when I went to Saudi first time, I didn't know what to expect. Going into Jeddah, going to Riyadh, actually, they're absolutely amazing places. And you talk about the heritage sites. I don't think people realize how much there was. Going to Qatar, I love Qatar all the way through. I love going into Bahrain and going into the old parts of Bahrain. You know, there is so much there that people don't, you know, they talk about Paris, they talk about X, they talk about Y, but there's so much more in the Middle East. So I'm very passionate about the area. So from a personal perspective, I'd love to see the area continue to grow, and people's awareness and misperceptions disappear.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. Like more and more they see that misconception, and they get to know, they see the product in front of their eyes. That's really definitely going to make a lot of difference. Yeah.
So when do we see a Norwegian ship coming in the Middle East then, like?
Every April, every March, every October, every November, as we're positioning through at the moment. And, you know, you never know. You know, I don't know what they can say around the corner. The only thing I'd always say is, you know, we only have 17 floating resorts at the moment, but we have many more ships on order. And as more ships come online, it opens up opportunity. So, you know, and I think, you know, every cruise line is always looking for the next destination, a destination that they can entice, particularly those past passengers, to come back to, explore new parts. So, you know, I would never say never, I'd say when.
Right. I think Mark is smiling. I think he wants to spill some beans there.
I've known Mark a long time, so I can imagine this conversation with my colleagues.
My lips are sealed at the moment. No, I think there's huge opportunity. I really do, and I think these sort of forums are welcomed. Rashi, well done for arranging it, because I think it's good. You know, the travel agent partners are key in this. And, you know, I urge any of our travel agency partners in Saudi Arabia, please feel free to reach out. My email's mrobinson@cruisesaudi.com. I'll put you in touch with the right people in the team, at the DMCs, everybody. Yeah, it's a huge effort. And I think, you know, I was involved when Dubai started as well. You know, my previous company handled cruise ships there. We were proud to handle Royal Caribbean and various other cruise lines. And, you know, it all sounded great at the start in Dubai. Oh yeah, everyone's working together. That wasn't the reality when you got there. It was difficult when you arrived in the airport, you know, for the immigration, the visa. It didn't all work as everybody said. So, you know, it took a long while then to get it right. So I think as a region, and Saudi as well, we have to get it right from day one. Yeah, and we will get it right from day one. And I think it's a collaborative approach with all the stakeholders. You know, I'll make you smile. I went to see the Coast Guard in Al Waj, where the ship's going to tender. Okay, and I went to his site because his site is ideal for the tenders. And obviously he's government is military. And he said, no, you can never come here. A week later, I went back to see him. The guy was hugging me, kissing me, saying, I'm going to move these boats. This is where your tenders are going to go. Because he got from above to say, hey, look, you need to make this work. So once the people understand what we're trying to do, it's a lot easier. And I think that's an advantage we've got in Cruise Saudi being PIF owned. It's very aligned from the top, Vision 2030. Yeah, everybody's very clear about that. But also something we haven't spoke about is the economical impact to the destinations. Some of the destinations where these ships are going in Saudi Arabia, oh my God, I've met locals, I've done presentations telling them there's going to be 3,500 people coming on a big white ship here, okay, who are going to deposit money into your towns, okay? This is the local vendors, the merchants, everybody's going to benefit. You know, and this is the fantastic news that Cruise brings. So I think, you know, we need to educate the region as well. What is the value that Cruise brings? You know, Nick and you guys have all got the statistics, you know, Clear gives statistics. $220 is average what a turnaround passenger leaves. Yeah. You know, over $100 of what the transit passenger leaves. Everybody forgets about the crew. Okay.
Yeah.
What about the crew? They're all excited to go to new destinations. They want to get off. They want to spend their money. So, you know, I think, again, it's exciting. I think we're all excited. So, and listen, I look forward to working with you all and inviting you to Saudi Arabia. Really do. You've got an invite from me. No problem.
Likewise.
Just definitely want to stress on what we mentioned earlier. We need to look into creating some sort of a body or association that we can definitely echo the message and the feedback from the travel trade partners and what insights that we have established here in the Middle East in general. And it has to be from every GCC country. Like having an insider from all and then united front and then echoing this to CLIA, to others, and then obviously to the principals. And that way gives more opportunities for cruise lines and ships to come and to understand that this is what you're coming for. And this is the implication that you'll be providing.
I'd echo that. I think we've all got to put leverage onto CLIA that they actually need a GCC Middle East division of CLIA.
Yeah.
I mean, we all need to pressure on that. And I hear about all the local parts, but again, I think all of us there also making sure that we are a number one, number two choice when any guest across the whole of Middle East is looking for a vacation. Cruise is at the forefront as one of their options.
Yep.
You know, I just look before we finish. I look at the success of you know, I live in Jeddah. My home is Barcelona. Okay, I'll rephrase that. I've lived in Spain for 25 plus years. Look at the success of Spain with cruising, and I look at the port of Barcelona, and I use it as a reference. You know, pre-COVID, 3.4 million cruise passengers. Okay, big ports. Yeah, I was involved from day one, virtually. You know, in the port. When I started in Barcelona, there was 900,000 cruise passengers. Now it's 3.4 million in 18 years. Okay, and you know the success factor is that the airport authority, Tourism Barcelona, Tourism Catalonia, Tourism Spain, the port agents, the DMCs work as one. It's one voice. And it took a long time to get there. And, you know, like I mentioned before, Med Cruise, yeah, Cruise Baltic, Cruise UK, these associations we don't have in the region. And, you know, let's create one. You know, we had this dream of creating a Red Sea Cruise Association, but then you can't just have Red Sea, it needs to be region. So let's do it. I'm already in touch with CLIA. Yeah, and Nick got great relations, I know, with CLIA. And yeah, I was talking to Kelly Craighead last week and said, look, you need to be in the region. Yeah, you need to have a presence. And I put my hand up and said, we will help you from Cruise Saudi to create CLIA in the region. And I've received an email now for my sins, and I'll need to follow up. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, and let's, you know, work together and be collaborative partners, because it benefits everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any support needed, Margaret, all there?
Yeah.
I also feel we need to make sure that cruise has a larger share of voice at the
Yes.
ATM.